Turning our attention now to the ASX, here's Matt Birney and Bulls and Bears with the latest public company views and interviews.
Welcome to Bulls and Bears, brought to you today by medical device company EMVision Medical Devices, ASX code EMV. I'm Matt Birney and I'm joined now by the Executive Director of EMVision, Scott Kirkland. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Matt.
Okay, EMVision Medical Devices has developed a portable brain scanner that is centred around a unique way of imaging the human body known as electromagnetic microwave imaging. The technology was initially developed by the University of Queensland to help with the diagnosis of brain injuries and is about to be presented at the International Stroke Conference in New Orleans, widely believed to be the largest conference of its type in the world. Okay, firstly, Scott, how is your scanning technology different to, say, MRI or CT scans? What problem are you trying to solve here?
So CT and MRI are the gold standard for imaging the brain. Excellent images, but they're very large, they're heavy, they're expensive machines, they require specialist operators. That limits their accessibility. So there's nothing truly portable, easy to use, like an ultrasound machine that can be brought to the patient. That's the unmet need that we're solving.
Okay, so walk me through how this would work typically with, say, a stroke victim. At what stage would your scanner be engaged? Do you see it eventually being like a defibrillator in the back of an ambulance, or is it more hospital-based?
That's certainly where we're heading. Where we're starting is in the hospital, and there's application after initial treatment in ICU, stroke wards as the patient's recovering and monitoring, as well as decision support in an emergency department, and then in the future is supporting frontline diagnosis in the pre-hospital space in road and air ambulance.
How do you know it works? Have you trialled it? And if so, what were the best results from those trials?
So we've run a successful pilot clinical trial, 50 stroke patients, collected data to develop our product, but also understand how our imaging correlates with CT and MRI, and we got fantastic results out of that study.
What was the best result?
We were able to classify stroke type to a 98% accuracy.
Now, tell me, why the focus on strokes in particular?
It's a huge health and societal burden. Most stroke survivors suffer some permanent form of disability. The good news is there are very effective treatments, but they're time critical. They require neuroimaging to figure out, is it a blockage or is it a bleed? And the earlier you can diagnose and the earlier you can treat, we know there are far better outcomes for stroke patients.
All right, so you're a public company. How are you planning to make money from this scanner?
So our commercial model's pretty simple. We have a capital equipment model, the device itself, consumables, accessories, maintenance and service, and then a monthly subscription model, which will include the device, upgrades, software, PACS integration, everything all bundled in on a monthly basis.
Very quickly, what do you expect them to cost when you get them into the market?
We're aiming to price the device at around $150,000 for a hospital-based machine, which is, as you'd appreciate, a fraction of the cost of CT or MRI and more in line with what an ultrasound machine costs at the high end.
Scott Kirkland from EMVision Medical Devices, thanks for joining me on Bulls and Bears today. And remember, we're only here to give you information, not advice, which you should of course seek independently. I'm Matt Birney and this is Bulls and Bears.
For more public company CEO interviews, go to the Money page on the 6PR, 2GB and 3AW websites and click the Public Companies tab.